Hello, we are Team MADnificent!
Hey guys,
I'm Gabrielle. I'm Lauren. I'm Yo-Yo. I'm Maureen. I'm Olivia. Okay, so we are the 7 dwarves, and our mission is to choose a company in CUHK and propose improvement strategies by doing marketing research. Okay, so here's a quick agenda of what we're going to cover today. Okay, so how the questions are going to work is we're going to answer questions throughout the presentation, and you guys are going to earn supplies that you're going to need in a final challenge for later. So you guys can all write your answer on your piece of paper and hold it up at the same time. I'm going to give like 10 seconds. So, do you guys know which building the Souvenir counter is in? So if you think it's the John Fulton Center, put A. If you think it's YIA, do B. And then if you think it's the University Library, do C. And write it on your piece of paper you gave, and your whole group answers at once. So I'll give like 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, everyone, just raise up your own paper. Okay, I can't see. A. Okay. Okay, so first let's go into a company analysis. So here's a picture of the CUHK Souvenir counter. And so the reason we selected the CUHK Souvenir counter is CUHK lacks a little bit of the knowledge and spirit to purchase souvenirs and the school's merchandise, unlike a lot of overseas universities or other universities within the Hong Kong area. There's not as much awareness and purchase of CUHK merch. Okay. So here's a quick introduction. We're going to go over who are they, what are their P's, and who are some of their competitors. So first, the place. It's a great convenient location right on campus on the ground floor of the John Fulton Center. Their product has a wide range. There's collector's items, bags, pens, clothing, crystals, stationery, leather goods, and there's quite the price range. So on the lower end, it's about 30 HKD, and on the highest end, some of their products go up to around 300 HKD. So here's a quick video of the layout of their storefronts. You can see a lot of their products are in glass casings to show them off, but it also means you can't touch the product. So there's everything from baseball hats, different kinds of bags, little like knickknacks and fans and different just collectible items. There's some books. There's a lot of different kinds of ties. They have a very wide range of tie collections. Yeah, more knickknacks, and then you're going to see they have some bags as well. Okay, so what is their unique selling point? One of their biggest unique selling points is the ability to special order tailored designs. So you can contact the souvenir counter if you're a different organization or society on campus, and you can do a custom tailored order specifically for your society that the CUHK souvenir counter will make for you. And now I'm going to pass it on to Ian.
So before I begin my part of the presentation, I'd like to ask you guys, you guys think marketing is more effective for merchandise stores through e-commerce or through physical storefronts? Can I get a show of hands? Physical storefronts or through online like website promotion? Online, yeah, that's right. That's why we're going to be investigating, and improving our online aspect of the CUHK Souvenir store. So as you can see, these are some, merchandise that that are competitors to the CUHK merchandise store, and this includes student societies and some other Instagram stores. Yeah. So, correlating to the 4 Ps: product, price, place, and promotion. So product, I think the merchandise that is currently offered by student societies are more student-oriented and more trendy, which has the edge over the current CUHK merchandise store design. And the price are basically the same, relatively affordable. But I think that in terms of place, the CUHK merchandise store, although it has a physical storefront, marketing and other stuff is better for student societies through the fan base that they have built throughout the year. And yeah, promotion, as I mentioned. So, successful case studies. Harvard and Lululemon. I don't know if you guys know this, but they actually collab. And as you can see, Harvard and Lululemon, they're quite fitting, since they're both pretty high-end brands. Yeah. And also GU, the Japanese brand. And they also rep their merch at varsity games to show their support to Harvard. And guys, just picture this, yeah. For the game point. CUHK hits the 3-pointer, and CUHK takes the win. The crowd goes crazy. Oh, that's being the CUHK merch. Thanks, guys.
Okay, so thank you, Ian. So moving forward to the hypothesis and issues part. So first of all, CUHK Souvenir Shop have 3 main issues as follows. So first of all, it's have limited and outdated product offerings. Secondly, its lack of marketing strategies. And lastly, weak connection with school pride. So the first issue is that CUHK Souvenir Shop provide limited and outdated products. Indeed, it failed to capture fashions and lifestyle, which lead to the decreasing student purchase willingness. And secondly, lack of the marketing strategies. So CUHK Souvenir Shop also didn't have much advertisement and also have inadequate merchandise and outdated window dressing. Therefore, it's lead to the low customer interest. And lastly, about the weak connection with school pride. So student lack of emotional connection with school brand item, and indeed, due to the unsuccessful marketing approach, it's unable to highlight the school pride. Therefore, students perceive merchandise as superfluous. And before moving next, I have the Q&A session for you guys. So here's the questions. Which product isn't sold at the CUHK Souvenir Shop? So A, B, and C.
10 seconds.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Time's up.
Phone case, Lego. Hey.
What is your
Phone case, wait, no. Phone case, winter hat, Lego.
Okay, so phone case is the correct answer.
Okay.
Anybody have C? Okay.
And now pass your time to Amanda to continue.
Thanks for all my teammates to do the introduction and list out the hypothesis we have. So let's move on to why we want to do this research. As part of the research, we want to provide visible suggestions to our new souvenir store to help them to achieve human like outcome. One is that they want to help them to increase in sales. Second is that they want to strengthen their emotional connection between the souvenir and the school pride. So based on this goal, we have several objectives. Starting with that, we want to understand the student perception and on their opinions towards different product offering, and also to see that what their opinions towards the product quality, and also the price, and also the purchasing experience. Second is that we want to evaluate their pricing strategies. So we want to see that whether they have the effective pricing strategy. In order to achieve this, we want to compare the pricing strategy between CUHK and other schools, and also collect the feedback from the students to see that whether we can make any adjustment regarding their price to make it more appealing and more accessible.
third is that we want to propose more effective marketing strategies. Like Marie mentioned before, that they are currently lack of marketing. So we want to explore more on to see what kind of like promotional strategies and channels they can use, and also to see what kind of collaboration opportunity they can collaborate with the student society, or what kind of events to increase their awareness among students. Last is that we want to see that what can they add into their product range, because based on our observations and our hypothesis, they are lacking of the product offering. And in order to see that what kind of product we can add, we need to collect the feedback from the student, and based on that, we want to see what kind of new design from the student and from us to enrich their product offering. So before we moving on to the methodology part, let's have a quick dance break.
Thank you so much for the introduction. We'll now move on to the primary research, and the first one is the online survey. So the online survey is a type of quantitative research, as Kenneth has said before. And how did we conduct it? We first came up with 3 hypotheses, and then we created the questions that must be short and concise, because if the survey is too long, then the respondents might experience kind of this thing called survey fatigue or response bias, which they won't be truthfully responding. And then we use stratified sampling and snowball sampling. So stratified sampling, we created groups such as the CUHK group, the exchange students, and also the general public. And then the snowball sampling is just us posting on Instagram, which I hope every single one of you guys have done this survey. And then the last but not least, we analyze the data and see if there's a generalization. And one of the advantages of this quantitative research is that it can accommodate a large sample and generalize some results. But the limitation is that it is difficult to receive detailed answers. Therefore, we also did an interview afterwards, which we'll elaborate afterwards. So this is the flow of our survey, and we used Qualtrics because it has more like a professional looking page compared to using Google Form. And then the flow of our survey is basically going down in different blocks. So if you're a CUHK block, it will be here, and if it's a general block, it will be down here. So then we can generalize different types of population. And then these are the 3 hypotheses. The first one being that the level of school pride is not very high. That's why students at CUHK are not purchasing the merchandise. And then the second one being the visuals, the aesthetics in general are just not good. That's why we're not purchasing and wasting our money. And then last but not least is that potential customers may not even know the existence of the CUHK Souvenir Center. So here are the boring results and the data, but it is very vital when we come up with our strategies. So the majority of the respondents are ages from 18 to 24, and the majority is also from university students. And the sample size of our survey was 161 respondents, with the 99 of them being CUHK students. And now looking into the school pride of CUHK. Raise your hand if you think you have school pride here. Okay, we have some, but not the majority. Okay, yeah, so the average school pride is 6.91, which is actually considered kind of high. And as you can see that the majority actually is participating in school-related activities. As you can see, for example, Ian was in BASO, and we were also in different societies. And then looking into the CUHK merchandise in general, I don't think anyone here is wearing the CUHK merch, right? Yeah, not today, right? So you can see the majority does not wear the merch in general. And when we ask, where do you buy merch in general for our students, 38% have never bought it or never even heard of it. So that is an issue that has been arised. And then now looking into the CUHK merchandise, through the general public, people's interest in the CUHK souvenir out of 10 is 3.14, which is not very great. But then the average price that they're willing to pay is within the range of CUHK Souvenir Center. And why are the students not purchasing the CUHK merchandise? Is because they either find it not aesthetic, too expensive, or not useful. And here are some of the suggestions which you can look into it. That can be what CUHK Souvenir Center can take note of in the future. And this is the next question. As I've mentioned just now onto the slides, what is the average rating of the CUHK Souvenir? We'll give you guys 10 seconds.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Is it 1, 2, or 3?
Okay. B.
Oh, wow, you guys all listened to my talk. Yes, thank you. Yes, 3.14. And the next question, if you get it correct, we'll give you guys candy as well. And the next question, sorry, is how can you purchase CUHK Souvenir? Have a guess. 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2.
2, 1.
Anyone 1? 1, 2, 2. What about you guys?
Okay,
1.
the answer is 2. B.
Whoever can catch it. One more. Nice. I'm not passing the time to them.
So now I'll talk about the interview part, which is our second research that we've done on. So how do we conduct it? We first prepare like the guiding questions, which I'll show on the next slide. And then we also start selecting and screen the respondents, which like we chose them based on like say which university they are from, what age group, etc. And also after we conduct the interview, we will analyze and write a summary report after it. So let's talk about the basics first. Advantage and disadvantage of doing an interview. The advantage, of course, would be that we can get really in-depth with what the student think and like a personalized response. Like maybe we can also get new insights that we would never know from doing just a survey. And as for limitations, however, there could be times that we will go off topic easily because what if someone that we interview just keeps yapping, right? So, and at the same time, our guiding questions may or may not, to a certain extent, be a bit biased because we would maybe lead them to a certain response by how we ask them. So let's look at the responses. First of all, the demographics, we targeted 3 different categories. So first is just CUHK students, like full-time students. And then exchange students that are ever in CUHK, and also general public. So we focus more on students who are studying in other universities, like within Hong Kong or even overseas. And we can see from the response, we unfortunately didn't get as much response as we actually need to, but we tried our best to get as much response as we can. And these are sort of like a bit of a stat of that. And then you can have a look at the guiding questions. We actually, for each category, we had some similar, but not, at the same time, not exactly the same kinds of questions. Like, for example, for CUHK, we just asked them, do they know about the souvenir? Do they ever buy it? But when we ask exchange students, we ask them to compare between their home universities and also their time in CUHK and how do they think about souvenirs. So moving on. These are some responses we get from CUHK students and also exchange students. For example, a lot of them mentioned about how they would usually only get their merchandise, their souvenirs when they graduate, and also because they think like the store location doesn't look nice. There's no like online feature, online ordering stuff, and also they think the proportion is kind of imbalanced. Like for example, if you saw from the video just now, there's like 10 different kinds of ties, but there's only like 2 hoodies. So it's kind of really imbalanced, and that's one of the reasons why it kind of demotivates them to check it out.
And as for exchange students, when they had to compare, they said like some mention about how in their uni, their home uni, they have more daily essentials like cups, toothbrushes, and a lot of cutesy stuff. And some also mentioned about how in CUHK the souvenirs are a bit too pricey for university students. And if we look at students studying in other universities, like mostly overseas, a lot of them mentioned about how each semester they will check out for new products. So that means they have a lot of new products in each semester from time to time. And at the same time, they will want to get the souvenirs when it's collaborated with like well-known brands such as like Lululemon that we mentioned just now. And also they usually get their souvenirs in a bookstore instead of like their own souvenir counter. So that's something that's more interesting. Maybe it's because of how bookstore is a place that you'll pass by more often, and also where they get their books for the semester, and they can just get the merch at the same time. And so moving on, we actually also got to interview the staff who's working in the souvenir counter. And from what her perspective is, that we were a bit surprised of, is that she did say, turns out she thinks that there's actually a lot of people wearing and buying the school souvenirs. And so she mentioned about how most of them buy the CUHK sweater and hoodies. And there are like, in last year, more than around thousands of sales were sold last year. So it's kind of actually a lot as well. And it's a bit surprising from what we know about it. So maybe that's some kind of like perspective thing. And then she also mentioned about how the main customers are usually like say department staff, also like graduate students, exchange students, or even some school tours they will come. So you can see there's not much, like she didn't mention much about full-time students or like current studying students. And then one last thing she also mentioned about how when we asked about promotion-wise, she said they didn't do any promotions, but their promotions are more on getting from like third parties platforms, like say students they post themselves mentioning about how their review in the souvenir store or like what they purchased recently, those kinds. So yeah. Now moving on to the recommendation part.
So, with the recommendation part, the outcome we wish to achieve with this research is to increase brand awareness and external visibility of CUHK merch. Because as we understand that university merch is a very important stream of revenue for the university, we have also, we think that through our research, school pride is really important for students comparing to other university, and also as more and more people are having higher expectation as a customer with purchasing progress or how it is the product of purchase, we think that customer experience is very important as well, and it's one of the main things that CUHK merch could improve at. So we have actually also did research with the website design. We think that this is the old website design of CUHK, and that's the one we have created, as we think that it's more user friendly, and also it's more clear with the categories and options that are provided, and it's more easier to use and more clear with the selections. And also with the image, you can see that with the old website layout, the definition of the photos are really clear, and it's not high definition. With the new one, it's also clearly categorized, and also the photos are very clear, and with also languages that are able to choose. With the old website, there's only single language are permitted to use. So the conclusion we have come to is to revamp the product selection, as most of the students and the people who took the surveys think that design and trendy design, and it has to be functional with the CUHK merch. And we think that marketing promotions have to be enhanced as well, with having marketing campaigns in social media, having bundle packages, and when my teammates mentioned that actually there are many people, students involved in student society, so collaborating with student society will be one of the very effective ways as well. And also improve accessibilities and distribution channels. We think that it should be more user-friendly and also enhance a shopping experience, as most of us has higher expectation right now, and also to leverage to boost engagement with OCAP, and also having some more convenient locations like YIA to get the products, and also with maybe career fairs to promote the CUHK student merch.
Okay, we'll now move on to our last section, which is another dance break, but we're going to turn off the lights now, and to create an atmosphere, can we ask everyone to turn on their flashlight while we dance, please? Thank you.
I don't turn on flashlight for TXT, but you.
Oh my god, thank you, Maria. Okay, we're going to moderation. Oh, wait, there's one more question. Wait, one more question. Which product is the most popular at CUHK?
Okay, we have 10 seconds.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Maybe raise up. 1, 2, or 3.
Okay, everyone got it correct.
Or candies again. I guess some Okay, now can you guys turn on the flashlight? And now it is your turn. So remember, each question you guys received a few markers. You will now use the markers and you can draw onto the shirt. And the best design will get another prize. Yeah. Okay, so we'll now give you guys 10 minutes or 5 to 10 minutes to draw on these hats and
You guys
shirts.
can either pick a shirt or a hat. So first come, first serve. What are you guys thinking? Okay, you guys are left. Make the best piece of merch possible because you're gonna have to runway walk it.
Yeah. Afterwards, you have to choose one group representative to do a catwalk.
Catwalk? Okay, whoever got the best catwalk will get a med point as well.
Best shirt, best catwalk as well. Catwalk and design.
Yes, yes. Winning group gets a point. The design is for CUHK merch. Yeah.
Make sure to incorporate CUHK as well. Why is
I guess if we decide like here right in my hallway,
How's it going through? Going well, going well. Okay, wow. Did you win those? Remember, someone has to model. You got
Choose your model first, and we're going to demonstrate what a model should look like. The best walk, best style, will get the back
You
Group 2.
Group 2, who's group 2?
Group 2,
Hannah. Who's group 3?
Group 3, group 3.
Group 3 here.
Andy, right? Incoming! And now we have a very important Dr. Matt, the one who's getting the next one.
I don't know.
Which one?
Miss CUHK.
Our new bag is now fashionable.
You don't like our canvas, Janice?
Chicken. Look at the chicken. Look at the chicken.
Gas power! Gas power!
Chicken. Chicken.